Okay, Keyshawn, are you okay with LeBron suggesting he might start cutting his minutes as the Lakers start to make their big playoff push?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I be? This is what we talked about all season long is LeBron is playing too much. He's playing, his minutes are too high. His minutes are too high. So if you're cutting the minutes down, it falls into similar to what Paul Pierce was talking about, where now all of a sudden you got to lean on the other guys a little bit more, on the Austin Reeves of the world, the D'Angelos on the world, where now if LeBron's not on the floor, those guys have got to step up and do their jobs in the way that they did last night. When you look at Austin Reeves, the way he balled out and shot the ball, it just...
You mean at Milwaukee or even last night?
Even last night.
Okay, all right.
So
yeah.
when you talk about, or Milwaukee, when you talk about, or Boston, when you talk about shaving his minutes down, if you look at the pop LeBron had last night after sitting out against Milwaukee, that pop was in his legs.
I give you that.
I mean, and so now they don't play today, they play tomorrow in Indy, so you get another rest day. So now against Indy, you'll see that same pop again because he's rested up and maybe he tails back some minutes. But I think the trust factor is starting to settle in after you look at the Lakers. They're 6-4 without him. He missed 10 games so far. They're over 500 without him. And no one would ever suggest that the Lakers are a better team without him, but the other players, for some reason, when he's not on the floor, they play differently. And if it means that they have to take some minutes away and sit him down for a little bit for those guys to shine, so be it.
Okay. I first guessed this, and then I second guessed it, and then I third guessed it, and I fourth guessed it, because we've been watching this happen all year long. He has been playing high minutes up to this point. He is averaging a little over 35 minutes a game, which ranks 5th in the NBA. So he is top 5 in minutes average per game.
Yes.
Top 5. Think about that. He's 39 in year 21, and he's top 5 in average minutes played per game. And right on schedule last night, he almost played 30, just a touch under 35 minutes. So he pretty much got his average last night. Okay, so I first guessed it when I said, I thought you guys said going into the year, this is the year you really need to be smart about it and manage his minutes from the start, and they did not. This is not up to Darvin Ham. You know, and I know, it's strictly LeBron's call when he goes in and out of games.
It's hard as a player to not want to be
I agree.
on the field or on the floor.
Yeah.
It's just hard.
Somebody needed to save you from yourself.
Yeah.
Because yourself can't save you, because when you played, you wanted to play.
Yeah, you want to be in.
You just want to play.
Yeah, you want to play.
If you're there and Bill Parcells says, you know what, I'm going to rest you in the fourth quarter. We're up a couple touchdowns. And you're like, well, I only caught 2 balls so far.
A few curse words might come out.
Would come out.
I'll
because
let you know when I won't rest.
All right. But this is LeBron bleeping James in his 21st season, having become the all-time leading scorer, having eclipsed 40,000 points. It's almost like the number with all those zeros, 40,000 points. He did that. Paul Pierce has suggested that certainly for the first 2/3 of the year, he might have been a little more stat conscious, to the point that it was a little harder to play with him because he wanted to make sure he was getting up his shots and scoring his points. And I can't condemn that, because it's part and parcel of his legacy and what's going to endure. And so I get it. But now we're to crunch time. And all of a sudden, this team is starting to look like a team to me. It's starting to look like it's got a real shot at going places.
Look, they can go 6-0, 5-1 on this road trip.
Yeah.
And then they come home and they got Cleveland and a couple other teams. But they could go 5-1, 6-0. Puts them in prime position to be in a nice little sweet playoff position.
It does. Okay, so Indiana is tough, but they can play Indy. I know they didn't do much against them the other night in L.A., but they suffocated Indiana in the in-season tournament championship game. So would I be shocked if they went to and won that game on Friday night with the extra day? No, I would not. Neither would you.
Not at all.
And then what is it, at Toronto and at Washington?
Yeah, at Toronto, at Washington. I anticipate they're going to win the game.
Okay, I will go with that. Yeah. All right. So now the irony of this is you didn't save yourself for the stretch run, because I have no problem with him saying I need to cut my minutes, because he does.
Well, he is saving himself for the stretch run.
No, but I mean, not for the This is the playoff seeding run, right?
Yeah, but this is good. If he can minimize minutes and roll into the play-in playoffs fresher, because they already they're gonna be in the 9 seed at least. At least. Listen, I don't see them dropping out of the 9. I just don't.
They have a great shot at being the 7.
Yeah, but I'm just going to give them the 9.
Okay.
I'm just giving them the 9.
All right.
Now, is there a cherry on top to get higher to the 7 or the 6 or 8 or something? Yes, there is. It helps a lot. But as of right now, as a player, LeBron James is sitting there saying, well, we can't do no worse than the 9 seed. We can't do any worse than the 9 seed. When you look at the schedule and you look at where other teams are and where they're lined up at, when you start getting to those Clevelands on the back end, when they come home, those teams pretty much are set where they're going to be at anyway. They're going to be at 3 or 4. They're not moving up to 1 or 2. So you got to figure, okay, we're going to play a team that is not giving 100% effort, so we win by default. They're going to be in the 9th seed just by default. Now, they can get higher, but if you're resting up, Skip, enough to where your legs and your energy is there in that postseason run, the Lakers can wind up in prime position.
Okay. So look at what happened last night at Memphis. Obviously, they don't have Ja. They don't have Marcus Smart. They don't have much. They got Brandon Clark back from his Achilles tear last night. God bless him. It was great to see him back on the floor. But think about this. With about 4 minutes left in the third quarter, LeBron made a reverse layup that put them up 27 points. If I am Darvin Ham, if I am Rob Pelinka, the GM, I want to go to him at this, not that Rob would do it during the game, but in my head, I'm thinking, boy, this would be a great point to just say, that's enough for tonight, right?
Yeah.
You're up 27 with 4 minutes left.
Come on.
Come on over here.
Absolutely.
Just cool out. Just have fun. You can be your cheerleader, and you can be the coach.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
You empty the bench at that point.
Yeah, and there's no way. So he kept on keeping on, and then he made a free throw with 5 minutes left in the game.
But is that on him, or is it on Darvin Ham?
Okay, well,
to be able to just say, that's enough.
I don't think they have that kind of relationship. I think LeBron manages his own minutes. I think he's in and out when he wants to be.
He ain't getting no incentives to play. He's not. There's no incentive saying, hey, if you average 35 minutes a game, you get another $5 million.
No.
So you got to go to him and say, I'm about to put whoever in, and you come on out, because I need you healthy. I don't need some weird freak accident.
You don't.
I don't need that. No, hell no.
He's got chronically bad ankles, both of them. They're just chronically. They're what you call arthritic. Not that he's an old man, but they've had so many ankle turns and so much wear and tear.
See, I honestly think that's on Darvin Ham.
Okay.
I don't think that's on LeBron. When you talk about 27 points up, what is he out there for? That's on the coach to be able to call a timeout. Come on over here and sit with me, big fella.
Okay, so
game over.
LeBron talked on his new podcast with JJ Redick about the Clippers game back. It's been, what, 6 weeks ago, but when they came, they stormed back to win the game.
Yeah.
And he told Darvin Ham during the timeout, no, I want Kawhi. I want to take Kawhi.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's totally okay with me, but I'm just showing you the sort of coach on the floor, the unofficial head coach of the Lakers is LeBron James, because he's earned it.
All players in certain situations that have the ability to take over games or do whatever it can, they'll tell you in a minute, I want him, or I want him, or I want to run this route, or, put me in this position. I don't care. That's the way good players operate.
Yeah.
Because Kawhi, I don't need Kawhi cooking. We don't have anybody that can guard Kawhi. I'm going to have to dig deep and pull up whatever little mustard I got in energy.
I agree.
To defend him.
And by the way, to LeBron's credit, of the individual defensive win share ratings, he is the best on the team. He's only 86th in the league because they have not played very good defense. But he, again, down a stretch in a fourth quarter, do I want him on Kawhi? You better believe I do, because physically he can match up with Kawhi, who, by the way, took over a game in Philadelphia last night.
I know, but what you do when you LeBron is you dig deep. And you pull out that young LeBron defensive player at this age, because you can do it. That's why great players in the end, man, you look up and guys take shots. or guys get the ball thrown to them, or you hand the football to the great players, because whatever it is, when it's nut cutting time, they get it done.
They get it done. All right. So it was not that kind of time late last night.
No,
so LeBron.
he should have.
Okay, so he's still in the game. Check this out. 5 minutes left in the game. He makes a free throw, and that put him up 17. Okay, so it was 27. So now they're up 17, and he winds up playing 2 more minutes. Now, he got his triple-double. God bless you. And to his credit, that's why when I introduced the topic, he got 14 defensive rebounds last night. So he said, I got to do AD's job here. Defense. All 14. He got no offensive rebounds because he said, I got to, basically, on defense, you're playing the 5. You know what I mean? Like, I know, obviously, Jackson Hayes was in there, but LeBron at 6'9", whatever we're going to give him, 260, he's just saying, I will command the paint and box people out, and I will get the defensive boards. And he got 14. Well, he's highly capable of doing that, but he knows highest IQ in basketball. He says, I got to do that tonight against these guys.
Yeah, because there was no AD. You don't need him to do that every single night, though.
Yeah.
I don't need him getting 14 boards every night.
No, but you're dealing with Jaren Jackson Jr., and, you know, you better box some people out, or they're going to hurt you, okay? So he does all that, and he winds up, it was a sensational game. He makes 8 of 14 shots. He only tried 1 3, which is fine with me. I know he's shooting it's almost a career high from 3, but I like it when he doesn't shoot any threes, and he took 1 and missed it. But the point was, made 7 of 11 free throws. You can live with that. And then 14 and 12 assists. That's a big-time basketball game.
Yeah, he was plus, what, 33?
23. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're right. 33. I'm sorry, 23 points. Yeah, he's plus 33. That'll work. Okay. But to your point, we could have reduced all those numbers because with 4 minutes left in the third quarter, he could have been sitting by Darvin Ham.
You just empty the bench at that point.
I don't know.
Because I think that's on the coach.
Okay.
It's not on the player at that point.
The coach is not commanding to me. It always feels like he's along for the ride.
It may be the case. It's very hard to coach LeBron.
It's just hard.
It's very hard to play with LeBron.
Yep.
But you have to not be intimidated in these situations. Time out, man. Come on over and sit down. That's it.
Hey.
Ty Lue would have said, time out, come on over and sit down.
He just would have said that. And trust me on this, that coach of the Houston Rockets, he would have said, time out, come over here.
How many times did Phil Jackson time out, bring on Shaq over here, Kobe over here, Michael, y'all, Scotty, y'all come on over here, we up. Because we're not going to risk that. But if you're a player and you out on the floor, you're not going to go and turn to the coach and say, get me out. You're just going to stay on the floor. He's got to do that on his own. Because LeBron just going to stay on the floor. LeBron would have stayed on the floor till the game was over with. As a player, you're not thinking about coming out.
No.
That's just in your psyche, your DNA. It's just something that you, for whatever reason, you don't want to come out of a game.
Okay, so is it possible that LeBron left a championship on the floor over the first 3/4 of the season? He just played too many minutes. Is it possible that
they won an in-season tournament? That's a championship.
He spent himself. Well, you love that. You were just fine with them raising the banner. And what it did was raise expectations because it showed you, it set the bar up there and said, well, they can do that.
Look, the Lakers have won 10 of the last 14. Those expectations are still there. They are in prime position to do similar things that they did last year. They're not afraid of Minnesota or OKC. OKC just lost. They just lost to Houston.
They did.
Okay.
They didn't have Shea Gilgeous, but
they still lost.
Yeah.
A loss is a loss.
No, it was a home loss.
You know, it was a home loss. So
no,
you're not afraid of OKC. You're not afraid of Minnesota.
No.
Phoenix and whatever. You know, I'm not a Dallas guy like that. I mean, you guys think Dallas is just because Luka. We all love Luka and Kyrie. And Kyrie. So we just think they just gonna have an offensive explosion. I'm not afraid of the teams in front of them. The only team that piques my interest is Denver.
Yep.
That's the only one. And they lost last night.
Because they didn't have Jamal. But
they still lost.
I also think they're a little bit on cruise control.
This is the second time at home in the last month or so that they've lost to Phoenix at home.
Do I think the Lakers could beat Denver in a 7 games? Yes, I do. They play them to the wire every time. All right, Keyshawn, I'm going to underscore what I saw again last night.
Okay.
Rui Hachimura is a really nice NBA player. He's physical. He plays furiously, and he can flat shoot it. I know he just has a hot end. He loves shooting there. And he said something weird after the game about it. I don't like the city of Memphis. I don't know what that's about, but he likes to play. He likes to score in their building. But he made 7 of 8 threes.
Probably bad barbecue or something.
Maybe it's bad Beale Street
Elvis
barbecue.
or something.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like Elvis. I have no idea. But D'Angelo Russell last night showed you once again, Keyshawn, that stroke of his, he doesn't jump shoot it. It's just feet on the floor. But it's just, it's the.
No,
it's
he got a nice stroke.
It's just a
nice
little,
rhythm.
it's a little wrist flick. I've never seen him quite like it because he can create it, but he'll just catch it. He'll catch it right there and just flick it. No.
I don't need 3 points tomorrow. I need the same thing that we've seen the last
Okay,
couple games.
you need, you don't need 3
from him.
total points.
No, I don't need 3 from him. After he scores 44, he gives you 3, then he comes back and gives you another good game. I don't need the Jekyll and Hyde. I need him to stay flat across the board.
Okay, but he has broken your Laker record for 3-pointers made in a season, and he's keeping on
We
with
really never had
5
any
and
real
9.
3-point shooters, though. Think about it.
That was Nick Van Exel's record.
That was 20-something years ago, Skip.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
but he is a legit, highly skilled. He has all-star offensive talent.
Yeah, but we never, he could break the record because we've never had somebody that was just
I'll give you
deadly
that.
shooter.
Yeah.
They just, just when Byron Scott and Coop and all, they wasn't shooting like that.
Well, you had Smush Parker, right?
Stop.
Back in the day, right? That was your favorite era, right? Laker era. So are you bullish again on this team?
Well, I've never gotten off the train. They scare me every now and then when they start to play bad, but I think if LeBron is truly going to sit down some of those minutes and rest up, and these guys can step up and take some of the slack away from him, and then AD could get back and do what he's been doing lately, I see them meeting Denver again in the Western Conference Final.
Okay.
That's what I see.
And will you pick the Lakers?
What you think?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll pick him. I'm not a Laker fan. I just think the time is now. But I don't want LeBron to play so few minutes that they lose their rhythm or their momentum.
No, he played 30 minutes.
Yeah. Cut it to that?
Minutes, yeah.
All right.
28-30.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.